I'm not dead. Calm down, motherfuckers. I am not dead. Still alive, still kicking it, and welcome to the Sky Lounge podcast, episode number 282. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Follow me at the Sky Lounge on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Podcasts, and also check out the Sky Lounge on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And without any further ado, let's get started with episode number 282, Piggyskin Picks for Review, NFL Week number 4. That's right, boys and girls. We are back in the podcast to talk some Piggyskin picks from week number 4. Where the fuck have you been? Just been a lazy cunt. Sports going on, catching up with some drinking, and just not writing. That's just been my biggest sin over the weekend. So trying to rectify that shit, boys and girls. Trying to compensate by bringing you some delicious flavors of football all in your face in the form of Piggyskin pick reviews. Because, hey, it's better to admit that you're wrong and correct in the same time when, on the other end, you just completely ignore what you do, which is not good, kids. That's not how you evolve. But how we do evolve is getting some goddamn solid picks in week 4, because 12 out of 15 kids, 80%, not goddamn bad for the pick'em. Not bad at all. And the reason why this week was down to 15 games was because the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Tennessee Titans game was postponed because the goddamn Kung flu got the Tennessee Titans. And the game has been rescheduled for week 7, October 25th, and the week 7 Pittsburgh Steelers versus Baltimore Ravens game that was originally scheduled for that slot will be moved into week 8, November 1st, and the Ravens bye week will be changed from week 8 to week 7. So a bit of moving things around all over, but the whole hope is that the regular season can still continue, can still keep going, and not just shut down due to perpetual fear that logistically sounds like it's going to be rough, but it's not really all that bad. But, Kung flu has become overly political, and if you criticize anything about it, you're an anti-science, hating life asshole, right? Anyways, we're just hoping that the NFL can keep the regular season rolling and no other games will be postponed to an extreme amount. Although, there was a game that was postponed from Sunday to Monday. We'll talk about that in a bit. But, boys and girls, again, 12 out of 15 correct in the pick'ems, yet 0 for 2 in the gambling. This season has been absolutely horrible for me from a gambling perspective. I can't lie about that shit, although I am being a bit greedy with my money line 4-teamer and 5-teamer parlay bets, so that's maybe on me. Although, only being off by 1 or 2 picks, that's absolutely the worst in those fucking, multi-teamer parlays. But it is what it is, man. We just gotta keep going. Just gotta be smart about this shit now. You live and you learn, right? That's how we do. So, while we do this, talking about some Piggyskin picks, let's talk about what happened on Thursday Night Football between the Denver Broncos and the New York Jets. And of course, boys and girls, this pick was correct. Denver Broncos handle the Jets 37-28. And the reason why I say that with a bit of reluctance is because the Broncos aren't all that good. Can we be fair about that shit? The Broncos are an injury-ridden practice squad team with maybe a few highlight guys there. Well, let's be fair, too. Melvin Gordon, Noah Fant dude's actually pretty damn solid. Jared Jeudy, a couple of guys on defense. I mean, Bradley Chubb isn't, that stalwart guy, alongside Von Miller, but he's still pretty damn good. That one cat, I don't know if it's a safety, but I forgot his fucking name on the Broncos. But you have good pieces, yet we know in totality the Broncos aren't all that great. So this win for me says a lot more about the Jets than the Broncos. Because here's the thing with the Jets. The Jets created 3 turnovers in this game, and they still couldn't win. I understand statistically likelihood of winning a game with 3 turnovers is over 90%. And I could be completely wrong on that, but dude, come on. Come on, man. 3 fucking interceptions and you still can't win the fucking game. How long is Adam Gase going to be in this team? This man is single-handedly destroying this organization. And it's starting from Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold gets injured during this game and is put back on the field. And he played like a fucking warrior. He played all he could. And yeah, he wasn't perfect. But this Jets organization is fucking this kid's career. Like straight up for the last 2-3 years. And if anybody can be cool about this, can someone please save Sam Darnold from the New York Jets? Because it's absolutely horrendous what they're doing to this kid. He's got talent. He looks like he's with, I don't know, proper nurturing, could be a good quarterback. But under Adam Gase and this fucking horrendous Jets organization, no. And I have to tell you folks right now, when I berate a team and the organization for just general ineptitude, I'm not attacking the fans. All right? And I hear this shit from emotional fans all the time when I shit on their teams. Like, oh, well, your team sucks. Dude, I'm not talking about you as a fucking fan. All right? When I talk shit about an organization, I am looking that shit from top to bottom and seeing how they operate from top to bottom. And if I'm shitting on the Jets, I'm not shitting on the fans, am I? I'm shitting on how fucking terrible, from ownership to GM to head coach to coordinators, how everybody's just checked out. Nobody gives a shit. And who does this affect the most? The kid they fucking drafted in the first round as a quarterback to be the face of the franchise. This is why bad organizations piss me off. It is not attacking the fans. It is attacking the actual fucking people on top who aren't taking responsibility nor accountability to make the team better. And goddamn it, the Jets are the worst of the worst. They really are. And it makes me sad. Because it's not about the Jets. It's about those fucking fans who just want to see a good team. Now, granted, can New York fan base get a little bit arrogant? Mark Sanchez, all that shit? Yeah, of course they can. But no fans deserve this shit. No fans deserve Adam Gase. I mean, Miami suffered through that shit for years. They don't deserve that shit. They already have a curse. It's called not having a good quarterback since Dan Marino. Oh, no, that's true. That's some true shit. All right? That's some real true shit. List the fucking quarterbacks after Marino. Bro. Dolphins still have history. They got history. I don't like the Jets. You do got Super Bowl III. You do have Mark Sanchez. LT was decent enough. But no. Your organization's fucked. It's horrible. I don't want them to get the number 1 overall pick either. Because Trevor Lawrence deserves better than this shithole. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But football Sunday, the cookie crumbled the right way for the Seattle Seahawks. As we talked about the Miami Dolphins, they were taken care of. Seahawks 31, Dolphins 23. And in my mind, what I saw from the Dolphins was a team that just needs to start Tua Tagovailoa at this point. As nice as Fitzmagic is, as great of a Kodak moment he can provide for you by just doing complete troll job on a game that you're supposed to be underdogs, right? We're thinking about the last game against the Patriots last season. But Fitzmagic has a tendency to regress to the means, to become Fitzception. And that, in totality for the season, it's Fitz tragedy. And I gotta tell you, man, Fitzmagic had some decent moments in this game, but there was no fucking chance they were gonna win with Fitzmagic at the helm. And I think it's about time. Brian Flores says, listen, let's slowly bring Tua in. And we could really try to get this offense humming. Defensively, not bad, but still able to hamper Russell Wilson and that potent Seahawks offense down to just 31 points relative to Yeah, 35 against the Patriots. I believe it was like 30. I want to say 37, right? For the Falcons. No, 35 for the Falcons, 37. I'm mixing up all my fucking numbers, aren't I? Well, in the high 30s or mid 30s, but I feel as though the offense wasn't as efficient as it should have been. Because Russell Wilson, for all the good that he does, I felt this game, Russell was being extremely arrogant, extremely impatient. And the Xavier Howard interception is a beauty, and kudos to Howard on that. But I really think Russell at 4th and goal on that interception, somebody should have just told him, hey, take the 3 fucking points. It's okay. You don't need to be overly aggressive with this team right now. And that's not dismissing the Dolphins. That's just a way to say, if you can capitalize off a defense, Seahawks offense has been gaining some momentum, so you can still get some points on the board afterwards. But no, overly aggressive for just ridiculous reasons. And honestly, that game just kind of bummed me out in that sense. But hey, a win is a win is a win. So I'm not going to be overly pissed about that either. And I got the pick correct. And the next pick I got correct was the Saints versus the Lions game, 35-29. What do you want me to say? I don't really have anything to say about the Lions. You blew another fucking double-digit lead like I thought you would. And surprise, the Saints got a win, but the Saints have shown me nothing over the last 4 weeks to suggest that they're a good team. You are overly reliant on Michael Thomas, and Drew Brees is looking really old. Why do you think I called that first week game between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints the AARP battle? Because Tom Brady and Drew Brees are in the AARP. They're old as fuck. They're the oldest motherfuckers in the NFL, right next to Phillip Rivers. We'll talk about later. But that man is going to be done after this season. And got that Colts team. Ugh. Gross. But it's not grosser than the Saints. I think the Saints are fooling themselves into thinking that they're a viable playoff team. But this team looks like another wild card bounce. Probably by a team like the Cardinals if they make it. Or the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't fucking know. Because remember, the NFC East has to have a winner. So I could totally see the Saints being bounced out at the fucking wild card round, though. As much as they can stack up regular season wins, they just choke in the fucking playoffs massively. Yeah, passer interference. Yeah. But Drew Brees interception, that's ignored, right? No. Okay. But anyways, boys and girls, I got that pick right. Felt pretty good about it. But the next game where I got the pick incorrect was the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Carolina Panthers. And the Panthers grab an upset 31-21 win at home against the Cardinals. And I thought Kyler Murray, despite the fumble, was phenomenal. And yeah, this Carolina Panthers team isn't a world beater on defense, but they have some solid pieces, yet Kyler got it done. 3 touchdowns on the day, no interceptions, but Cardinals, you got to do better. I mean, for me, as an NFC West rival, I'm glad you lost, but in terms of, as just a regular football fan, casting the emotions aside, Kyler, you got to do better as a quarterback. Well, with the turnover, relatively speaking, you were fantastic. But defense, suspect. Suspect at times for the Cardinals. They can be good, but suspect. Especially in the face of a Carolina Panthers team that was rocking Teddy Bridgewater and no CMC. Hey, but shout out to Mike Davis. Mike Davis, man, this guy was with the Seattle Seahawks for, I think, a year or two. And him, Rashad Penny, and Chris Carson were such a fun trio of running backs to watch. And, one weekend, Rashad Penny wouldn't be all that good, so you insert Mike Davis. On one weekend, Chris Carson like fumbles the ball. So you got Mike Davis to be a consistent runner. So shout out to Mike Davis getting 84 yards and 16 rush attempts with 1 touchdown. Good game for the Panthers and a good game to build off of for Matt Rule as he continues to rebuild this Panthers team. And speaking of rebuilding teams, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. And in a pick that I got correct again, boys and girls, boom! The Bengals win 33-25 against the Jaguars and Burrow's first win. Awesome, man. Mixon had an outstanding game too. 151 rushing yards on 25 attempts with 2 touchdowns. Fantastic night for him. Fantastic day, technically, on Sunday for Mixon. And honestly, these two teams, label-wise, they're considered bottom feeders. But I think the Jaguars and the Bengals are going to be 2 teams to observe closely as they go through the hurricane that is this 2020 season. And Gardner Minshew, man, I might have been overly critical, but he's looking pretty damn good. And so is Joe Burrow. So 2 young quarterbacks that NFL fans will keep an eye on and see what their development entails. And the next game between the Browns and the Cowboys was a bit of a surprise. I did say the Browns would win this game. And it's because I just did not trust the Cowboys defense. And it turned out to be right because the Cleveland Browns march into AT&T Stadium in Arlington and put up 49 points on the Cowboys. Let me say that shit for the kids in the back. The Cleveland Browns put up 49 points in Dallas in front of actual fans at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. From the Browns' perspective, it's a fantastic win. Although it does have its price. Chubb being placed on the IR and going to be MIA for about 4 to 5 weeks is terrifying. But you still got Kareem Hunt. You still possibly have maybe another running back that you can put in there to keep building on this philosophy of establishing the run. Because yes, I like Baker Mayfield, but he needs to throw less. Oh, is it because Landry's better? No, it's because in terms of what he is, a young quarterback that is, I don't know, working with a 3rd or 4th quarterback and a fucking head coach in his career, needs to slow the fuck down. Needs to be a little more conservative and pass the ball off to a runner that could probably get 100 plus fucking yards each game in Kareem Hunt. Now, Nick Chubb not being there can be difficult. But Kareem Hunt, you got him. I mean, hell, OBJ, if you want to do a couple of jet sweeps, you can absolutely use him too. And trick plays with Jarvis Landry and OBJ with Baker involved is always a fun thing to watch. So I'm hoping Kevin Stefanski keeps, the creativity flowing in Cleveland and hoping that the Cleveland Browns can get to the playoffs because that would be just a phenomenal sight for not just the fan base, but from a roster perspective, man, OBJ, Landry, Baker Mayfield, that fucking defense too. Denzel Ward, Myles Garrett, Sheldon Richardson, who is having a phenomenal season. And I'm just curious to see how far this Browns team can go. But on the other side, you have the Cowboys, who put up 38 points, and a good chunk of that was in the 4th quarter. I believe about 24 plus points was scored in the 4th quarter. All I got to say is wow. And it's not a good wow. This is a pretty concerning wow. You allow 49 points from a Cleveland Browns team that has oftentimes questionable O-line schemes and at times derpy quarterback plays. I love Baker, but let's call it as what it is. Yet you underperform so fucking badly in front of your fans that people are questioning Mike McCarthy already. Everyone knew this. This dude is just fucking Jason Garrett 2.0. You might get an 8-8 season, 9-7 at best. But Are you really satisfied with that? Is that the whole idea of what you're going to do with this team? Is that it? I'm embarrassed for you. Truly. Because this Cowboys team should be fucking facing challenges to be the best in the NFC. They have all the talents there. How are you fucking telling me that receiving core with CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, and at times Michael Gallup, I don't know if Gallup's still in there, please correct me if I'm wrong, but how is that squad underachieving so bad? It's Jerry Jones, of course it is, but he's never going to sell the team. He's not going to change shit. So the Cowboys are in this constant purgatory state in the world of football. Always. And you know what? I don't hate the Cowboys. But again, if an organization makes dumb dipshit mistakes and constantly doesn't understand to self-assess and self-evaluate and try to make themselves better, that infuriates me. So as much as I can respect Jerry Jones, the way the Cowboys are going about business right now, it's an utter disaster. You are 1-3 this season. By all means, you should be 0-4, but the Falcons will Falcons. So, Cowboys, gotta get your shit together. You do. But hey, look who got their shit together. The Minnesota Vikings. Although, Dallas's neighborhood friend over there in Houston, they didn't get their shit together. The Minnesota Vikings beat the Houston Texans 31-23, and I got this pick correct because the Vikings, for their horrendous start at 0-3, weren't terrible relative to the Texans. But yeah, I don't really know what this Vikings team really is. I don't know if they're all that good because, the Texans were just dog shit. But all I can tell you is this. Week 5, I can't wait for Dirk Cousins to come back to Clink in the CenturyLink Field. And yeah, our defense is decimated right now for the Seahawks. No Jamal Adams, most likely. Quentin Dunbar, probably not going to be there. You're going to have the blessed appearance of Trey Flowers as your fucking cornerback, who's so terrible, who's so fucking dog shit. And Dirk Cousins is probably going to pick him to have Jeffrey or Thielen go over 150 fucking yards. Because that's just how that shit works. But I don't know. The Vikings grabbed their first win. Yeah, not much to really say. But for the Texans, there's plenty to say. Bill O'Brien is finally fired. Woo! Yeah! What the fuck took you so long? Dude? Oh my God. Bill O'Brien was around way too long. The damage is already done. Remember Dwayne Brown? He's with the Seahawks. Oh, I know you got Laramie Tunsil. That's nice. But how many picks did you just give up for Laramie Tunsil? Oh, yeah, remember? Jadeveon Clowney. Gone. Seattle had him for a year. Gone. Oh, remember that? One of the best receivers in the league in DeAndre Hopkins? Gone. Not even for a first-round pick, too. Gone. For what? David Johnson and a second-round pick? Really? The damage has already been done, kids. Bill O'Brien has fucked the Houston Texans so bad that even if they start rattling off wins, they're not going to do shit. Because, quite frankly, let me just retract the statement here a little bit. They're not going to rack up wins. Romeo Crennel as interim head coach. Yeah, good luck with that shit. He sucks. You thought Bill O'Brien was bad. Have fun with Romeo Crennel, bro. Dude is a fossil. And oof. It's gonna be a mess. But what's not a mess is Tampa Bay. As they grab a win against the LA Chargers, although the scoreline is a bit concerning from a defensive standpoint. 38-31 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And to see the rookie Justin Herbert taking on the AARP beneficiary and Tom Brady, sight to behold. Herbert had a pretty damn good day. 290 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception on 80% completion. Solid. Then you have Tom. He's been around the league. He's been there, done that. So with 369 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, 65% completion, Tom still got it. Although, I don't know how much he's actually got it. How good is his Chargers team? How good is his Bucs defense? Will the Bucs actually make it to the playoffs? Probably. But this game didn't really tell me much. One team is trying to build up and rebuild. The other team is going all in for a playoff push. So, despite that, you only won by 7 points. So, that defense is suspect. I've been saying that all fucking offseason. But we'll see how Tampa Bay steps from here. Now, the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Washington Redskins, a.k.a. the DC Shithole Squad. 31-17. Baltimore Ravens win. Why am I not surprised? This was the Lamar Jackson stat pad game. We all knew that. I said that coming into this game. Got the pick correct. Not surprised at all. And, I keep telling you folks, after reading these score lines that, I got the pick correct, I didn't get the pick correct. Again, it's not to be an arrogant fuck about it. It's to just say, hey, this is what we said. This is what happened. Here you go. And the only 3 that I got wrong, let me just lay this out before we head any further, was the fucking Arizona Cardinals and the Carolina Panthers game. It was also the Indiana Colts and the Chicago Bears game. And I want to also say, the Philadelphia Eagles and the San Francisco 49ers game, which were all fucking crazy. But I'm not perfect, kids. I'm not. But what I find perfect is despite a team winning, you can still find flaws. And it's even better is if you find it as a rival in another team and you can just pinpoint that shit out. I know it's a very salty thing to do, but here's the thing, man. During the Sunday afternoon games, when the Rams took on the Giants, I assumed they would cover that -13 spread. Because remember, they were favored by that fucking much. Yet, the Rams only put up 17 points on this horrendous Giants defense. And I'm thinking, so you're not fully back, are you, Rams? You're just kind of there, teeter-tottering on that 9-7 area. So, all right. I'll keep a close eye on you. But really? Only 17 points against the Giants? All right. Okay. As for the Giants, you're fucking disgusting. Your team makes me sick. I have nothing to say about this goddamn team other than you should fire David Gettleman as soon as possible. Joe Judge, give him another season. This roster is ass. There's no philosophy here. There's no ideology as to how you're going to build a team, what you're going to fucking instill in the players. It's just trash. It's just trash. Fire David Gettleman. Straight up. Do it. But what was straight up was the Colts putting a stuffing beat down on the Chicago Bears. And the reason why this game frustrated me so much, and it's not the fact that I got the pick wrong. And in this 19-11 Colts win, I thought Matt Nagy did everything in his power to lose this game. His play calling was abysmal. You brought in Big Dick Nick for Mitchell Trubisky. Play up to his potential. Use him for, trick plays. Get fucking offense involved. What are you doing, Matt Nagy? You fuck. Check downs and short passes and inefficient runs. Okay, that's a great idea. That's how you totally lose games. But on the other end, I look at the Colts for the last 4 weeks, and I think there's something off about this team. The defense looks good. That O-line is sensational. But Phillip Rivers, really? What are you? How much should I actually trust this quarterback? In my mind, not that much. But Colts keep winning. So, very interesting how things are going down there in Indianapolis. But interesting to see and keep an eye on. But we have the next game in Las Vegas, where the Raiders hosted the Buffalo Bills and got stampeded 30-23. Now, a couple of takeaways. Bills are legit. Josh Allen has evolved, my friends, and you might not like it. You might always think, oh, Buffalo arrogance. Oh, they're just full of shit. No. Defense is pretty damn good when they need to be. This game was kind of iffy, not bad. But Josh Allen taking this next step in his, third or fourth year, pretty damn good. And I really think there is a chance the Bills can win the AFC East. Now, you still got the Patriots, but this 4-0 start is something special. And I hope the Bills can keep it going. Now, for the Raiders, you could have done better. You had momentum here and there in the game, but the defense just couldn't handle Josh Allen. And I think it's just back to the drawing board for Chucky and the Raiders. So, best of luck to them. Yeah. Another home loss. That happens. But, hey, you at least beat the Saints when you hosted them. So, good on you. You still got a home win, so you're technically 500 at home. So, good shit. So, let's move on into Sunday Night Football, where the Philadelphia Eagles surprisingly upset the San Francisco 49ers 25-20. And this game, in my eyes, was the Doug Peterson Arrogance Brigade taking on the Bay Area Practice Squad. And the Eagles are leading the NFC East with a 1-2-1 record. Yeah, that's how pathetic the NFC East is. And, oh boy. So Wentz was okay. They bring in Jalen Hurts and 3 rush attempts with 18 yards. All right. So you drafted a running back as a quarterback. That's cool. It's cool. But we know Jalen Hurts is going to win an MVP next season because that's how the shit always works, right? Right. But the 49ers, there's really not much to say about you. You're injured, and you got kind of arrogant with your play calling with Kyle Shanahan, which is not surprising at all, but take the L. Take the fucking L. Stupid ass 69ers. I don't like the fucking 49ers. I don't. I'm a Seahawks fan. Not supposed to like them. But I'm not supposed to like the Patriots either, right? Yet, in this game, I found myself weirdly hoping that Bill Belichick did well. Because against the Chiefs, the Patriots got the typical scoreline dunked on them. 26-10. Mahomes, freight train just going about. But in a game where the whole event was postponed because Cam Newton was tested positive for Kung Flu, and in a game where you had to postpone the date from Sunday to Monday, I thought Bill Belichick and the Patriots did all they could with the shit that they had. Brian Hoyer and Jarrett Stidham at quarterback. It ain't it, Chief. It ain't it. And the receiving core was just not there. Julian Edelman, just brain dead mistake for the pick 6. And for the Patriots, it's one of those things where you look at them and think, you're still doing pretty damn well with not a lot of pieces. So that's a huge, huge shout out to Bill Belichick. And all respect to Bill Belichick, man. That dude's a football genius. Although I wish you could stop awkwardly popping up on those Subway commercials. But, hey, the Chiefs get it done. And the Patriots still look pretty damn dangerous. And finally, the last game of week number 4. The Atlanta Falcons getting crushed by the Green Bay Packers, 16-30. And of course, I got this pick right because why the fuck would the Falcons win? And listen, this is the same thing I've been saying for a number of weeks now. The mainstream media is going to make sure Aaron Rodgers and not Russell Wilson will win the MVP. There's already 3-4 guys in my mind that are in the running for MVP. Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Russell Wilson. And most likely people are going to still put Lamar Jackson in there because, of course, he's last year's MVP. Yada, 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 yada. And maybe Tom Brady, just for good measure. And what I can totally see is maybe Russell getting a couple of votes, but the mainstream talking heads like Max Kellerman, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, all these cocksuckers who are all about Aaron Rodgers will push this shit nonstop. And it's already started after week 1, and I knew it was going to happen. But after this Monday Night Football game, it was confirmed in first take, and I thought, okay, cool. This is how it's going to be. That's fine. Because in my mind, as good as Aaron Rodgers is, okay, cool. How long can you keep this up? You're not really facing great opponents, are you? But what do I know? What do I know? I'm just a hater, right? I'm just a Packers hater. Good Lord, Packers fans are fucking cultists, dude. I'm not even joking about that shit. Packers fans can be absolute cultists. It's very hard to talk kind of cynical and realistic, but Defense is kind of suspect. I don't know how long Rodgers can keep up his consistent form. And Matt LaFleur, how can you actually do against real teams? Because the Falcons, you're not a real team. How the hell is Dan Quinn still a head coach? Julio Jones is injured, and all I can think is get the fuck away from Julio Jones. Get him to a real goddamn team, please. This is absurd. This is absolutely absurd. Fuck the Falcons, dude. Fuck the fucking Falcons. I hope you guys lose every goddamn game this season except one, so you don't get that number 1 overall pick, because Jets are probably going to get that number 1 overall pick. And Trevor Lawrence is going to decline to come to the NFL because the Jets are such a fucking gist stain of an organization. But that's the NFL, baby, because ultimately it's weird to think about. We technically had a bye week for for 2 teams, so we're in a weird fucking time, my friends. But hey, on the next episode of the Sky Lounge, we're going to do some Untitled Rant. It's weird because I actually recorded the Untitled Rant before the Piggyskin picks, 283 before 282. So it's very funky how that shit works, but the Untitled Rant will be up for the next episode, so be on the lookout for that. All right, motherfuckers. I appreciate you dropping by this episode. Follow me at The Sky Lounge on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Podcasts, and also check out The Sky Lounge on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And for those of you wondering why I kept turning my fucking head to the other side during this whole recording, is because the NLDS Game 1 between the San Diego Padres and the LA Dodgers are happening right now. Top of the 8th inning. The Dodgers are 5-1, and I don't know if I mentioned it before because my brain is stupid, but let's go Dodgers. But Pigskin picks. What a good time for football. Kind of derailed the whole outro there. Until next time, kids. Fuck off.